think we are ready. Hey guys, thank you so much for everybody that participated yesterday in Quarantine Crafts with Blair. I saw so many pictures of all the kids with their butterflies, and I loved seeing those. So if you haven't had a chance to post those, please do. Please share them with us. We would love to see those. You can post them on the Mix 96.9 Facebook page, or you can post them directly on my page as well. So either way, we would love to see them, and I hope everybody had fun with that one. Today we are doing handprint bunnies. Sorry about that. Handprint Easter bunnies just in time for Easter. That's right around the corner. And I know when I was a daycare teacher, I used to love the handprint crafts. It's just very unique, and the kids had a lot of fun doing it. So that's why we chose this one for today. Very simple on everything that you need. Scissors, a Sharpie of some sort, or black marker. It does not have to be a Sharpie. 2-3 pipe cleaners, however many you want or you have laying around. A pom-pom, it can be any color, or I did have somebody ask me, they couldn't find any pom-poms at the store, so they asked if cotton balls would work, and they absolutely will. In fact, it'd be very cute, so don't worry about that. Glue of some type, you can have either or, a pen or a pencil. And then for your construction paper, you're gonna need 2 different colors. One of the colors you're gonna need 2 sheets, and the other you're just gonna need the 1. Of course, I had to pick Tennessee themed here for today, so don't be upset about me. Couldn't do Alabama colors, I just couldn't do it. So you kind of see the finished product behind me, but I'm going to walk you step by step on what you need to do, and we'll go ahead and get started. I know a lot of people said that they watched the video live yesterday and then did the crafts last night after dinner and things like that with the kids. So again, just want to walk you step by step, and then we'll keep the video posted on my page and the Mix page for you to go back and rewatch whenever it's best for you to do the craft. So the first thing you have to do is you have to trace your handprints. Now, one thing that you'll know, mom and dad, if you're doing this with the kids, our handprints aren't near as cute as their little handprints. So when we're making these, me and Mackenzie made all of these, we tried to make smaller handprints because it's cuter, but just know that theirs is going to end up a lot cuter. So whatever color construction paper that you have 2 sheets of, that's where you want to trace your handprints. So I'm going to just do this with you. I think Mackenzie's going to zoom in just so you see. Again, you want to keep your fingers as close together as possible. You really don't want them spread out, especially your thumb. Try not to spread that out too much. It'll come in handy in a minute. It's not the best tracing job, I admit. And then just do it again. So you're doing the same hand 2 times. Again, remember, just keep your fingers as close together as possible, because it will be helpful when we start to go in glue. So once you have 2 handprints, I need to do a better job with that. You're going to want to cut these out, okay? So just cut them out, very plain and simple. I know that's going to take the kiddos just a couple of minutes. So I'll cut out one just in case you're doing this with me. Again, I can't stress enough when you're doing this one, make sure your fingers are close together when you're tracing them. When we started working on this craft yesterday, we had our fingers spread out, and you don't have as much room when you go to start gluing all the pieces together. So, oh goodness. Again, if mom and dad are not around, be very careful with your scissors. I don't want to encourage any craziness. So once you have both handprints cut out, we'll move on to the next part. And you're going to want, like for example, I had 2 sheets of orange for this one. You're going to use your second sheet of orange in just a second, or whatever color it was that you had 2 of. So you're going to have 2 handprints. I'm going to move over and just show you. When you have your 2 handprints cut out, just set those to the side for a second. Okay? On your second sheet of construction paper, whatever color you were just working with, you're going to want to do a circle. And not a perfect circle. I'm going to kind of show you. I did one earlier. It's more like an oval. It does not have to be perfect, but it's more oval instead of just a perfect circle. So if you have something laying around that the kids can trace, that might be easier for them. But again, it does not have to be perfect. You just simply do a circle of some sort. More of oval, I guess I may be saying that right, and just cut that out. Make sure you're using the same color that you just did before. That way it will look right in the end. Okay, so now at this point you should have, I'm going to go back to my cardboard. your circle, and your 2 handprints cut out, okay? Now we're gonna move on to the next color of construction paper, the one that you only have 1 sheet of. And I'm gonna show you what types of shapes you're gonna be cutting out next. If you look, it's just like a little heel, and it's flat on the bottom. So it's straight across on the bottom. So if you need to trace those out, kids, that's totally fine. I'm gonna let Miss Mackenzie zoom in and kind of just show you what I'm doing here. You just wanna do a little loop, okay? And it again, does not have to be perfect. Obviously, those two are not the same. And you wanna go ahead and cut those out as well, okay? Cut both of those out. So we're gonna regroup and see what all we should have at this point. So you should have your big circle, oval, your 2 handprints cut out, and then 2, I guess I'm gonna call these loops. Is that what you would call them, Mackenzie?
I think so.
Okay, little loops. All right, take the sheet of paper that you just cut with, again, and you just need to cut 2 little circles. So if you want, let Miss Mackenzie zoom in again. They can be perfect circles, they can be more teardrop, whatever is best for you, okay? And you're gonna wanna cut those out. Earlier I did more of the loop shape again for these. These don't have to be anything in particular. You'll see what I mean when we start putting this all together, because you kind of get to make it your own. All right, so we have our big oval, our 2 handprints, 2 of the bigger loops, and 2 circles or ovals, teardrops, whatever shape you want to do. Now this is the fun part. This is when we kind of get to start putting it together. So the first thing you need to do is take your big oval. This is actually going to be the bunny's face, okay? And you're going to want to take your 2 handprints, and you want to find the thumbs on your handprints that are cut out. Those are going to be in the center. So what you're going to do is you're going to place them. I'm going to let Miss Mackenzie zoom in to kind of show you how I'm putting this together. And I will actually try to do this upside down so that it helps. What you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up gluing these to the back of this oval. So what you want to do, again, you can use whatever type of glue is easiest for you. Might help if this is, let's try this. So just glue on the very bottom part. You don't have to do a whole lot, but I'll do 2 lines just to make sure it stays. And again, remember, you want your thumbs on the inside. So if you want to just set them right here, try to get them level. Then you pick up your oval, the bunny's face, and set it right on top. Okay? I should get extra points for this since I'm doing this upside down. Okay? So we're going to be very careful and let that dry. Got a little bit of glue. Good thing is it will dry clear. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to take the bigger loops that we did earlier. Okay, these are actually going to go on the inside of the bunny's ears, which now your handprints are the bunny's ears. So again, don't need too much glue. Don't go glue crazy. I used to as a kid, and my parents always loved the messes I would make. Just a little bit of glue on there. And you want to glue them where if you zoom in, Miss Mackenzie, you'll see where that straight line across is going up against the bunny's little face and in the center of your hand, kind of like where your palm would be. So right here, where that would be. You want to do both sides, and that's just the inside of the little bunny's ears. And if you have to go under the little bunny's head, that's totally fine. Again, my handprints are different sizes than the kids will be. So the next thing you'll want to do is you're going to take your 2 smaller circles, and you're going to end up, these are going to just be the little cheeks for the bunny. So I want to show you kind of where I'm putting them. So if you look where you put the white circles or whatever color you use for the inner of the bunny's ears, just kind of right below that. I promise it's going to make more sense in a second. So a little bit of glue, nothing crazy. If you put too much on there, then it'll bleed through your construction paper, and you don't want to do that. All right, now real quick, I wanted to show you some of the examples, because this is kind of when you get to be a little creative. So Miss Mackenzie's going to show you kind of the different ways that you can do this. We're going to add the nose and the whisker in just a second, but Miss Mackenzie, she added a bow to the bunny's head. If you have extra pipe cleaners laying around and you wanted to do something like that, and you can see where the little mouths are going to be different. So the first thing you want to do is draw eyes. If you have little googly eyes laying around and you wanted to use those, you definitely can. I'm going to stick to something simple. So I'm going to just kind of, if you see right here on this bunny, it's just a little loop with the eye in the center. So I cannot draw that upside down. I'm not going to try that. But what you want to do is you just want to do a loop with an eye. Loop with an eye. Okay? It's very simple. You can do whatever kind of eyes you want. It does not have to be mine. If you wanted to add little eyelashes to it, you could. So now you're going to take your palm or your cotton ball. If you don't have either of those, you can always draw the nose on, so don't worry about that. And you're going to take your pipe cleaners. You can do 2 or 3. Some of ours we did 2, some we did 3. The biggest thing is you want to go ahead and cut these in half and then in half again. So you're actually going to be cutting them in fourths. There's your math lesson for the day. My math teachers in school would have been so proud of me for getting that right. There's a couple different ways you can do this. You can always twist the pipe cleaners, but for me, I found when I was making these, it was a little easier to cut them up, and it just kind of gives the kids a little bit of creativity. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this palm, the little nose for the bunny, and you're going to put it right below the eyes. The biggest thing is on this part, you really got to give it time to dry. So you see I didn't pick it up or anything like that. You just want to leave it right there in the center, push down. Take it a second for it to dry, and you may even have to add more glue to it later. Now what I found was the easiest to do on these is I did them individually. When I was twisting the pipe cleaners and putting them all together, if mom and dad are listening, it was a little too heavy for the glue, so that's why I went with this way. So you just put glue on the end, one end, and these are going to be his or her little whiskers. So you can kind of have fun with this, determine exactly where you want to put them. You can do 2 or 3 on the side. Again, this is kind of where you get to be a little creative and you get to kind of do whatever you want. So I'm going to do 3 on each side. I love how I started out with Tennessee colors. Now I'm purple and white. So again, just be real careful because that nose, the material that it's made out of, it just needs an extra minute to sit and dry. So don't push it too much. Again, you can make it your own. If you want to, if you wanted to just put one whisker on each side, you could do that. So again, I'm just putting glue on the end. All right, one last one. And there you go. So again, mine is still drying. Very important that you give it time to dry, so I'm not going to pick it up. But I'm going to let Miss Mackenzie zoom in on that one. And there you have it. You have handprint bunnies just in time for Easter. Again, I'm going to leave this video up. It's going to be on my Facebook page. You can search for me by typing in Blair Davis Mix 96.9. And it's going to be on the Mix 96.9 Facebook page as well. We're going to be doing this again tomorrow at 3 p.m. And tomorrow we are going to be making caterpillars. I'm actually going to give you a sneak peek because I'm really excited about tomorrow's because it totally took me back to when I was in school. So I actually have one made. I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing tomorrow. How cute. A little caterpillar. So I'll be putting the supply list on the Mix 96.9 Facebook page as well as my page in just a few minutes. Very simple, as you can see. It's going to be another simple craft, but a really fun one. The kids are going to love this one. So make sure, again, post your pictures from today's handprint Easter bunnies, and I will make sure to post the supply list for tomorrow's Quarantine Craft with Blair at 3 p.m. Bye, guys.